Hi, let's talk about Yellowjackets episode 9, season 3. So Van is still in the hospital, and teen Van is there with her. Like, I don't know if it's like a dream sequence or is it her conscience. But she asked, "Do you remember the Goonies?" I'm talking about the hero's journey with adult Van. And then teen Van puts something in adult Van's IV. And Ty is with her. Then they leave the hospital. Adult Shauna still has Melissa, taunting her with Melissa's own flesh to eat it. And Melissa chews on it. And then she spits it out at Shauna. And they start running. And Melissa gets in her car and leaves Shauna there. Which I would have done the same thing. Shauna pulls a gun on Kodiak, but decides to put them in the animal pen instead. Van is still not in good condition, and while Melissa is tied up in that, she inches closer to the fireplace flue and turns it on. And then in that case, Van, Ty, they're kind of unconscious for a while. And then Van, she starts coughing and that, and finally, she's conscious. And she takes her, her oxygen mask and gives it to Ty. And they both go out of Melissa's house. And they also, another thing is they get Shauna and use the oxygen mask on her too. And they all get out of Melissa's house. And then they get in their cars because Melissa went in her car. So they're chasing her. And they stop her. And she gets out of the car and they chase her. Then they get into a rental car. All of them. And Melissa confesses that the tape, that was her sending it. And then Melissa tells the others Shauna was having her eat her own flesh from her arm. If somebody told me that, I would be going bonkers and I would be after Shauna too. But they were still in the car. And then teen Travis is building a pit. And he puts branches and that over it and that. And so he takes a log to make sure it's pliable, can it withstand stuff. And then in the adult timeline, Ty, Shauna, and Melissa are at Melissa's house. Misty waits in a field, and here comes Walter in a helicopter to meet Misty. Some of the teens, they broke up into different groups. So Natalie, she wants to go home. Well, Shauna, Van, Misty, Ty, and Melissa are planning on staying. Misty is watching Teen Van, fix the big portable phone that the Froggers left. And I'm pretty sure, she's thinking, oh, I could probably do better. But Teen Melissa and Hannah have a conversation. And in this conversation, Hannah reveals that her daughter is 10 years old. Teen Shauna gets mad at Melissa and tries to shoot her, but fails because she hits, this part of, nicks it. And they have an argument, and Melissa peed her pants, and Van, covered it with something so that, it would be embarrassing if that happened to anybody. And that was so nice that Van, covered it for her. I would have done the same thing. And Teen Travis lures Lottie by the pit, and then he tells Lottie that they need to go home. That Lottie did him dirty, kind of. And then Lottie, she's not knowing that the pit is there. And she starts, walking on it. Walking on it like Jesus. She must be having, her wishes come true or something. Because she does not fall in there at all. She just walks right on it and doesn't fall through. I think there's definitely, some scientific or paranormal, not paranormal, but psychological stuff going on there. Especially with the wilderness stuff. And then Maria and Natalie give Hannah a knife. And she's going to cut the ropes and free. And then they are going to try to run at night. And then here comes Shauna. And she's like, where did you get the knife? Then Hannah stabs Cody in the eye. It was a crazy episode. I loved it. And I hope you guys watch this episode. I hope you guys watch the episode of Yellowjackets. It was a really good one. And Hannah wants to be part of the Wilderness Clan, or a part of, the whole thing in the timeline. Misty and Walter have a drink, and then Misty asks to see the clone phone, and Misty is, all surprised in that, what she sees. Melissa took a knife and stabbed Van, and Van dies. And, oh my gosh. I'm so sad Van passed away. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day.